Conservative Party is dragging the BBC through the mud, and it's unacceptable. I think the British public will be very angry. This is another example of this government's incompetence. Boris Johnson should never have appointed Mrs Sharp in the first place, and Rishi Sunak should have shown some leadership by sacking him.
What do you think should be the process for choosing the chairman of the BBC then?
I prefer an independent process, and I absolutely believe there should be a hearing to check the appointment by the cross-party select committee in the House of Commons for culture, media and sport. That's the only way forward, so people can have confidence. Just allowing it to be the Prime Minister say so just won't work anymore.
And I just want to ask you, who do you blame for this having got to this state? Was it the appointments process? Was it Boris Johnson? Who do you think is responsible?
Well, Boris Johnson and the Conservatives must take the blame for this. Boris Johnson appointed him, and Rishi Sunak didn't get round and show any leadership when he could have sacked Mr Sharp, when it was really clear that this wasn't appropriate. So I welcome this. The Liberal Democrats called for Mr Sharp to resign, but really the Conservatives are the ones who should frankly apologise to the British people.
Now, Richard Sharp did convey some of what he'd done to Simon Case. What do you think of his position? Is it under question?
Well, I think it's the Conservative ministers who've got to answer. They shouldn't hide behind anyone else. The Conservatives keep dragging the BBC through the mud. That is not acceptable. People will be very cross about that. And I think Rishi Sunak has to apologise for his failure to sack Mr Sharp.